Hey, my creative friends. My name is Shannon, and you can find me and my thing on shannonstudio.com. So, we are here to talk. So, are you ready to think creatively? Think about your life creatively. So, yeah, it's that important to think about and talk about. So, let's see. I just started a minute ago to get my stuff together and had a battle with the tape, and the tape almost won. And so I had tape everywhere. But so I got all my notes and I'm ready to go. And I was thinking about because it seems that when you do that, there oftentimes will be people who copy your work or take your work outright. I mean, and I've seen it with other people too, a lot of other creatives, where I will see their work and people will do the same work, painting, the same project, and then put it off as their own. And I've copied before, but it's really clear that I am copying somebody else, and you give the credit to somebody else, because I be able to look at process and how they do things. I've copied Carl Bloch, Kadir Nielsen, some other illustrators, because there's value in copying, and we can talk about that later. But but this is different when people, hey Trisha, when people take other people's ideas and then put them across as their own and do it consistently. I mean, sometimes we might do something that somebody's done and we might not realize it. Hey, Rose. But the idea is, if we keep using somebody else's ideas and do it consistently over and over and over again. So I've had a lot of people copy things that phrases or ideas or all kinds of things. And in the beginning, I used to get mad. I used to get really mad. And just like, how could they, And then as I matured and grew a little bit more of a brain, I just realized, you just have to deal with that. Part of it, sometimes people want to copy because they like what you do, and they want to do what you do. And that's different from people who are out there doing things, taking your ideas and then putting them across as their own. There's a distinction there. So, hey, Joan. But the more I matured and the more I understood how to have ideas, how to, generate ideas, then it was like, okay, this is just part of the process. Part of the process that people take other people's ideas, put them across as their own consistently, and that sort of thing. So I don't really care that much anymore. So I just get more annoyed now, but it's like I move on because there's too many fun things to do, too many ideas to have. I don't spend my time there. But the way to get away from that, if you find yourself doing that, is to be an original. Okay, so first off, let's just say it is. I wanted to read these quotes so we kind of understood the terminology that we're working with. Okay, in the book, Your Creative Brain, she says, though philosophers and writers have come up with a number of definitions for creative, there are two elements to the definition that virtually all of us who study creativity agree present in the creative idea or product. First, the creative idea or product needs to be novel or original. So that's the first thing. And second, it has to be useful or adaptive to at least segment population. So those are the two things: novel, original, and adaptive and useful. So those are the two things that, generally speaking, you can say that's an idea. So originality is big as part of the definition of being creative. And there's only one way I think that I have really seen where people are really original. And that's when you are you. When you just do you, you accept you let your you flag fly. I mean, whatever it is, and the more comfortable you are, the more that comes out in a genuine way and in a delightful way. So another thought that she has in your creative brain, she says, when you take these elements of novel, original, and adaptive and apply them to virtually any aspect of your life to increase apply them to virtually any, you can apply them to virtually any aspect of your life to increase your productivity and happiness. And it's true. When we let ourselves, and she's talking about products and things that we create, but when we create ourselves, when we let ourselves out, when we are happier. We are never happy trying to follow somebody else. And if you think back in your life when you were trying to be somebody else, you know what that feels like. It's like a race and a game, and it's like, I got to do this and I got to do that, and it's always behind. You're always behind. You can't see the view ahead because you're always so busy behind following the other person or people or group. And it's so refreshing and so freeing when you can step out from behind whoever you're following and step out and look at the view from your own perspective. So let's see, a couple other things from your creative brain. She says your brain is the repository of a unique store of information. It contains autobiographical, factual, and procedural knowledge that no one else on this planet has access to. No one has your experiences. No one has the totality of what you've lived, of how you view it, of how you've overcome it, of how you've built things, how you've failed, nobody has the experiences of you. That's what truly makes you unique. And then to hide that, to push it aside, trying to be somebody else it is unhappiness. It's unhappy. It's unhealthy. You never feel authentic, I think is the word. You never feel truly you. She also continues, when you pieces of this knowledge of your brain and your experiences and your perspective in novel and original ways, and then take the resulting combinations and find applications for them, you are using your creative brain as it was built to be used. So it's the whole idea of taking this original thought, original perspective, original connections you make, original how you've dealt with things, and taking that and putting it to whatever you want to create, whatever you want to explore, and then find out how that plays out, how it comes out. I cannot say enough about how you will feel different when you let yourself be you. Nobody has to agree with you. I mean, who else has the manual on you? Who else gets to write the manual on you? Nobody. Nobody has that right. Nobody has that responsibility. Nobody can say it's wrong. It's you. You write the manual on you. I write the manual on me, and when I accept that, when you accept that, when I have accepted that, it doesn't matter to me what people are saying or taking or things. It doesn't matter. It can get annoying or irritating, but it doesn't matter. It's like, you are annoying for doing that, move on. Because you accept those, it's okay to feel those feelings, but then it's like, you don't spend time there because you have too many other things to do. Let's see. Elizabeth Gilbert, in her book, Big Magic, says, to preface this, she was fearful all the time. She goes through this whole section of her talking about being fearful and afraid of this, afraid of that, all things. And then she asked herself at one point, what does she say? And she says, and that's the thing I wanted to build my entire identity around. So she was thinking about it, it's like fear. That's what I want to build my entire identity around. And that's what some of us do. Some of us take fear and build our identity around that. We take anger or bitterness and build it around there, or depression and build it around there. And I'm not talking about clinically. I'm not talking about where, you know, we are extreme into it, but negativity. Some people build their identity around that. There's a couple people I know that it's like, oh man, I sometimes want to record them, like push record and just set the tape, you know, the recorder right there so I can tape them so that they could maybe hear themselves. And I'm just like, wow, I don't know. I would not want that to be my identity. So I'm saying build your identity around your originality, around the original you. So she says, and she continues to say, I had creativity within me that was original. I had a personality within me that was original. I had dreams and perspectives and aspirations within me that were original. You do too. I do too. We do. All of us. So a personality, dreams, perspectives, aspirations, we have all those things in us that are original. And to rob ourselves of letting that out, rob ourselves of not expressing that because we're afraid, or this is another reason. Elizabeth Gilbert says, maybe you fear you are not original enough. And I could see that when I was reading that, I thought sometimes people just, all we can do is copy in the beginning because we're just kind of like feeling our way. We're not. But the more we do things and the less we, the more we wean ourselves, it's like, just like, kids, it's like they want to hang on to you. They want you to hold them, the baby steps when they start, you hold them and then they want you to, still grab hold of you, but you got to let go. When you're riding the bike and the kid is going along and, you got to let go and let them go. You have to wean yourself off of copying other people. You have to be the put on the big girl pants and say, I am going to venture out into this unknown. And I'm going to let myself free to do that. Let's see. The idea that, I just wanted to, because I see this all the time, and it makes me feel bad for people. It makes me feel bad. And I've done it before too. I've done it before. So I know what it's like to feel that way, but I also know what it's like to let yourself be you and to be original. So the tip tonight, be your original and lean into you. Lean into who you really are and want to be. And venture out. And sure, some people are say, put that right back away. I don't want to see that again. Girl, that's you get back to the way you were. And that's okay. That can be uncomfortable too. It's uncomfortable for some of us to really put our ideas out there, to really put our worldview, to really put, to step up and say something. It's really hard. And that's okay if somebody's uncomfortable or several somebody's are uncomfortable. Just say, hey, I'm changing. I'm letting myself explore these thoughts and explore. I give you permission to do this because we need more people to be who they are. And I'm thinking about you women that are watching in particular, and I'm just like, Joan, I'm thinking of you actually. Just you, you have such, I remember the unique personality when I was around you, and just the when you were really into letting yourself be you, vivacious and energetic. So, I haven't seen you for a while, Joan, but I just thought of you and the original you. And just, it would be a shame to hide that. It would be a shame. So that's the tip for tonight. I know I get so excited and I like get on a rant, but it's okay. I do that. That's who I am. I am intense, and I'm not for everybody. I'm following other creatives, obviously, because that's what I do. And a couple of them are very popular, and they both two individuals I'm thinking of right now that are very similar in their approach, and they're very gentle and they're very slow speaking and kind and and very nurturing, like like the group hug. And I like a group hug too, but it's just it's a different style, and a lot of people resonate with that style. And actually, I like that style. It's just not my style. And so sometimes I'm just like, come on, you can do this. This is, and you don't realize how important this is to who you are. So I'm going to rant sometimes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be hard and just give the information, and let's talk about the information and share ideas. And that's who I'm going to be. And I thought about this yesterday as I'm developing some things that I'm excited about that'll be out. Oh, because in August is our big birthday month. It's actually my birthday. It's Layla was born that month, and so I kind of have this just celebratory feeling of August, and that's when we got some of our, really started doing some of my business things. So in August is usually I try to start or move the needle forward in my business. And so I'm planning some things for August, which I'm so excited about. So it made me think about who I am and how I come across, and that I'm not for everybody, but I am for some people. So that's, wow, I had a lot to say tonight, didn't I? Trisha. Trisha says, it is your video. I am glad you are sharing. It is my video. And if anybody else wants to get out there and share their point of view and things, I'm like, go, this world is so big and we have such platforms to share ideas and who we are. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great. And yes, it is my video. So I get to do what is it? The song, It's My Party. I'm not crying because I don't want to. So anyways, okay. Be your own original. Lean into it. Don't copy somebody else. So I will leave that with you. Remember, you have a creative heartbeat, so listen for it. And I will be back tomorrow. Bye.